My vision economically is to maintain a debt-free county with a balanced budget. Over the past few years, we have been fortunate to receive Act 13 monies, which I must insist that we put to good use. I would also like to see the county residents see some form of tax relief. I believe that we can definitely do this. I want to make our infrastructure stronger. I want to improve education, and very importantly, we need to keep affordable housing in our county. I believe that all of these are very, very attainable if we work together. I believe Tioga County's biggest challenge is the drug epidemic. I would like to address this on 3 fronts. I would first start by addressing the people who are directly affected, the addicts, who are suffering from this disease directly. I would work with hospitals and first responders to get them the help and the tools that they need to help these people immediately. I would work on getting in-county substance abuse and detox centers. Second, I would work from a law enforcement point. I would work with state and local law enforcement officers, including the district attorney and local district justices, to prosecute drug dealers to the fullest extent of the law. Last, I would go to every school in conjunction with WADE, Recovery Revolution, and organizations like that, to not only educate our youth, but educate our teachers on how to recognize the symptoms and be aware of what our kids are dealing with when they go home from school each day. I want them to be able to teach our kids at a very young age of the dangers of drugs.
You get so many people saying, well, we need growth, we need more industry. And then we have the folks that say, just leave everything like it is. And then there are also folks that say, I want it to be like it was 40 years ago when I was a kid. My vision for the county is to continue doing what we're doing. At least from the government side of it, is to keep taxes steady, to keep providing the services that we're mandated to do, to provide additional services as they are identified. So the Tioga County that's here today is not the same county that was here when I graduated from high school in 1959. So change is going to come. I would like Tioga County to remain, like I said, rural. I'd like to see better jobs, more and better paying jobs, I should say. So it needs to continue to be a good, healthy, fun place to live. 10 years from now, I'd like people to say, boy, you got a great county here. The immediate biggest challenge is the funding at the state level and the impasse with the budget. To date, to address this issue, we have loaned $2 million of Act 13 money to the Human Services Department. Take that a step further. In the long term and an ongoing, it's the drug and alcohol issue in Tioga County, but I want to say it's not Tioga County alone. It's statewide, it's nationwide, it's worldwide. We work with existing entities, we work with Human Services, we work with the prison, we fund programs, counseling programs in the prison. There's almost 50,000 people in Tioga County, and everybody has a priority, everybody has an issue, everybody has problems. There's different levels of the priority of the challenges facing Tioga County. That's sort of my thoughts on it.
I would hope that while we're continuing to look at some of the changes that have occurred due to the oil and gas aspect and the revenue that it's created, that we work to maintain the current businesses and industries that are here. That's as important in any single thing we do. We should always look to grow the economy, grow opportunities for jobs and creativity in that area. But it's just as important to support and do what we can to make sure those businesses and those jobs that are here that made us who we are maintained and supported where and when we can. And I like to believe with Northern Tier Regional Planning, Tioga County Development Corporation, partnership, a number of entities in our community that all the boards of commissioners have been a part of and had input into, help to make that a possibility, that we respect what we have and where we can grow, where we see it fit to improve our opportunities and choices. Some would say, what is our biggest challenge going forward? That would be a different opinion from as many people as you might ask. That we are able to maintain a very positive financial standing. We achieved that. I think we've made terrific strides to become debt-free here as of last year, and that balancing budgets for the last several years with no tax increases is a statement unto itself. Maintaining a financial solid position, seeking to address the oil and gas industry as it comes back, and it will. It's being talked about now, that it won't ever be what it was, but let's take what we have as a gift, manage it, and make sure what we do with it is reinvested back into our rural settings. It's a rarity that we are finally with some revenue to do that. So we need to protect it and make sure it's done well.
My vision is simply this. I want to keep the county as nice as possible for the children of the families in Tioga County 20 years from now. I will not be commissioner then, but I will be living in this community, and I want to be proud of what we have accomplished, and I want them to be able to live, work, and play as best as possible with as little burden as possible in years to come. I think Tioga County has two major challenges. One that I as a commissioner have a lot of control over, and one that not so much control. Our fiscal responsibility is always a challenge. The county has been very successful at becoming debt-free, and as well as balancing our budgets with no tax increases over the last 6 years. But that challenge is to keep that track record going. The second challenge that we face, I believe, is the drug addiction epidemic. And I think that we need a three-pronged approach when we're talking about the war on drugs. First of all, we need the law enforcement. Then I think we need the rehabilitation aspect of it. And then something that we don't hear too much about is the challenge of the prevention. We're currently making pretty significant progress in this area, but we need the entire community to be engaged if we're going to win the war. I'm personally committed to connecting people and finding funding whenever and wherever that I personally can as a commissioner.